Did you ever get into like Doki Doki literature lore?
Yes. I went too far deep into Doki Doki lore.
I like when stories cross the line. I'll be honest.
You signed up for it before you even opened the game. You can't get mad at the creators of a game for things that they put into a game to tell a story. Those types of stories are stories that need to be told. That is not something that should be censored to try to protect people.
Hey, before this episode starts, we are going to talk about a little darker themes-ish, so if you're kind of subject to that, maybe you should probably click off this one.
The first half of this video is very wholesome and fun, but once we start diving into a little bit of the darker themes, you know, that's kind of your cue to just kind of peace out.
All right, back to the episode.
Yep.
All right, bet. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Uneducation Station. Welcome, everybody. We're almost here at the episode 50 banger. Almost. We took about, I think it's been a week break, mostly because I was supposed to upload the episodes last week, and then or this week, but I got really tired and busy, so I didn't. But episodes, by the time you watch this, it doesn't matter. It'd be like 2 episodes that came out already, and you'll be fine, so it doesn't matter. But we are back to recording, and we're almost at the big 50. I think next episode is 50. I think we're on 4. I think this is 49.
I think so.
Or 48. I don't know. I could just be speaking out my ass right now, but I believe this is 49.
I think it'd be really funny if we just decided to make this episode 49 just for the continuity of us saying it's episode
you know
49.
what? I will. I won't do that. I won't do that. But we're almost there.
Dude, I'm excited. It's crazy to think how long we've actually been doing this because we started filming almost a year ago.
Yeah, just about, I think. I mean, it's January, so at this point, we would have been maybe setting up for the first time, I suppose. Setting up the set, I suppose. And then we didn't start filming for a while, I think. Or no, we did start filming, but we didn't upload for a while. So, yeah, it is coming up to basically a year of filming. But as far as the first episode, that should be in May, I believe, right?
Yeah, it came out the day after my birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. So, almost a year, bro. Almost. We're so close. I wonder what episode that would be. Imagine if it's another one would be episode 100, but that'd be really fucking fantastic, wouldn't it?
I mean, we could make it happen if we wanted to. That would just be so much effort.
At the rate it's going, we might hit like episode 69. We would have to do the math on that though. But it's okay. You know why, Zach? I might have taken a class of which would allow me to do so. You know what I mean?
Honors English too.
My math, yes. Bro, I want to... Bro, have you seen the new Pokemon thing, the Pokemon Arceus thing?
I have not yet,
dude.
I haven't seen anything.
It's mad interesting. I haven't seen the full trailer. I saw it on my sub box, right? Or not my sub box, my YouTube feed recommended and such. And I was like, oh, no way. And then I clicked on it. I was running out of time, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. So I watched the first couple of minutes, and it's very interesting. It's not your Pokemon, Zach. It's not your average Pokemon. It's not even your whatever the fuck the other one was. The one where it was free roam. What was it?
Pokemon Go?
No. That's an interesting one though, but I'm talking about like, what didn't Sun and Moon or Sword and Shield, something like that. They had a feature where you can free roam with other characters and you did like raids and shit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Mind you, we're boomers and we stopped playing Pokemon after like Gen 4 or 5. Well, at least for me. I don't know.
I played like Red and Blue and I was like,
oh, you didn't play like Diamond and Pearl or nothing?
I think I might have
Silver and Gold?
I think I might have played Diamond and Pearl.
Emerald? That's a banger, bro. Rayquaza. Damn. Okay, that's fine. But either way,
I'm like super boomer.
That's either way. So would you play like Yu-Gi-Oh or something? What nerdy shit were you into back then, Zach?
Dude, I was
confession corner.
Confession corner. Zach's corner.
Someone's almost a bingo.
So I ended up playing a lot of like Super Mario 64, a lot of Mario games. I was super into that kind of stuff. And
did you have an NES? Or SNES rather?
I did not have an NES, but I did have a Nintendo 64.
Mhm.
I had a GameCube, Game Boy, DS, like pretty much everything from the Nintendo 64.
I'll be honest, I've totally forgotten Nintendo 64 was a thing. Even though there's so many games were named after like Mario like 64 and shit like that. Okay, I'm just stupid. I was just thinking, yeah, NES, SNES, GameCube.
I mean, if you didn't play it, then it's kind of like
my first Nintendo stuff was Game Boy, so, and not even like the SP or nothing. It was the color, or not color, sorry, advanced, which would be the SP, I think. Game Boy SP Advance, I think, is what it was. But I guess technically the oldest thing I've owned is a GameCube, but I got that after the fact.
Dude, the Game Boy Color was like the coolest shit in the day. Like,
I did try the GameCube Color. My uncle had one, and I was like, whoa. That's pretty cool. It's like Pachonk. Or was that the color? Because
no,
the
that
color,
was.
Oh yeah.
The color had like the same type of like footprint as the Game Boy Advanced.
Okay.
But it just didn't fold.
Yeah. You right. That's right. You're totally right. I'm gonna.
Yeah. I think the Game Boy Color 63.
63. Burger King, but no one saw that. All right.
Yeah, I think the Game Boy Color was like one of the coolest things.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah, I had the, what was the Chonk Boy? Was it just normal Game Boy?
I think that was the original Game Boy.
That was the original Game Boy. I played that. I tried that before. My uncle had that, and that was a lot of fun. But I came from an from an advance, and I'm like, what is this shit? You know, it was fun for like 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to my SP.
Dude, it's so funny because like I had like the DS, the DS Lite, the DSi, and then I stopped after the DSi because the DSi XL was just a bigger version of the DSi.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, as far as like portable consoles or like portable little gamey boy things, I was pretty with it up until like, you know, the DSi XL. And I also had a PSP, which was really cool. And you know, the PSP, the PlayStation Portable, for those who are not old enough to remember that,
kind of forget that. So that might be a case for a lot of people.
Yes. It was really cool, like the idea behind it.
Imagine, like this basically was the Switch back in our day, more so than the Game Boys and the DS, honestly, in my opinion, because you basically could play full fat PlayStation games, for that matter. I mean, not everything, but for the most part, full fat PlayStation games at the time. You know, you could play like a PSP version or PS Vita version of, you know, Grand Theft Auto. I've seen like Hitman and stuff like that. Assassin's Creed.
I'm pretty sure at one point I had the first Star Wars Battlefront game.
Battlefront, that's a classic title.
Yeah, and it was, I think what was really...
I had that for the DS.
Of course you did. I think the most interesting part about the original PSP was that it wasn't a cartridge. It was like a little disc.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like encased in like a little plastic housing, but it was still like a spinning disc, which I thought was really interesting.
Did PSPs also do cartridges, or did it mainly?
No,
yeah,
it was only the
right.
Yeah,
so PSPs, you know, they were much. I feel like definitely more vulnerable to damage, but you know, I mean, it's kind of how it was back in the day, you know. I mean, the big books of CDs and stuff to flip through for your games or your whatever the fuck. Yeah. Those were good, but very dangerous. You know, thinking back, those little tiny DS cartridges, pretty genius. Although, yeah, maybe more easy to break, but also smaller footprint, and it's locked in there, sorta.
Yeah, but also that means that they're super easy to lose.
Yeah, that's also true. But you got to get the little case.
Yeah.
I
never had one of those.
You didn't have one?
No.
For like $5, dude.
Dude, I never thought about it. I just, you know, I had like
YOLO doloed your PSP and your DS in your backpack. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just underneath my textbooks.
Fuck it, dude. I did have like a really cool looking PSP case that looked like a stereotypical briefcase, and it was like made out of, I think it was made out of like aluminum.
Whoa.
And it was fucking, it was sturdy. And
That sounds so hectic to carry around with you.
well, no, it was like the size of a PSP, so it was like
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's just
this
like
big.
block.
Yeah, but you could put your PSP games in there.
Sure.
And then I'm sure that at one point I had I know I had a Game Boy case for the Game Boy Advance, but I didn't have the any like protective cases for the DS, because at that point my parents were just kind of like, if you're gonna break your shit, we're not gonna buy you more. And I was like, I bet. And then my brother would break my shit, and I'm like, oh, this is great.
Fair.
But yeah, it was really, really cool to be in like the early stages of portable gaming. Because, you know, before the NES, it was like arcade cabinets and all of that kind of stuff. And so like right before you and I were like into gaming and all of that, you know, the NES came out, and then, you know, the Nintendo 64 and then the GameCube and all of like the portable systems. And, you know, everyone was kind of trying to hop on that bandwagon, and it was really cool to just kind of see all of the different stuff. And when I was a kid, I used to have like, it was like a arcade cabinet emulator, but it was like a little box that had a joystick and a couple buttons on it that were just like on arcade cabinets. And, you know, it had like Pac-Man. I think it had like the first Street Fighter. It had, oh God, like a bunch of different really, really old, like the original Donkey Kong. And a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't think of right now for some reason, but Dig Dug. Do you remember Dig Dug?
Do I? What is Dig Dug? Wait, do I remember that? That sounds familiar. Was that for the...
Look him up. Look him up
All
right
right, look it up.
now. Look.
Search by image. Yeah, sure. Dude, wow. Oh, wow.
Dig Dug. Game Boy. I feel this sounds familiar. No, I have not played. Wait, have I? I need to see the image. Maybe I have. No, I think... No, I haven't played this.
Oh, no, it wasn't for the Game Boy. It was like old school, like classic.
Oh, no, chance I've played it. Like NES?
No.
SNES? GameCube?
SNES.
No, I've never played a SNES game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Oh, this looks familiar.
It's the original game. Like, I think it's from the late 80s.
Wow. Well, Zach, my first thing was a Game Boy. I've never played this.
So I had it on the emulator, and dude, I fucked shit up in that game.
That's crazy, bro. Dig dog.
Dig dog.
Dig dog. Hell yeah, bro! The oldest game I've played. I never even played the original. No, I mean I did, but like after the fact, on like Flash games or something. But as far as like, I think the oldest game I've legitimately played, what would that be? I think just Pokemon Silver, because I didn't have the original red, blue, and yellow. I believe it was. I think, yeah. I just the oldest games I personally have played was Pokemon Silver. Not Soul Silver, Silver, like the original Silver for the GameCube. I want to say that's the oldest. I can't remember if there was anything older. Did the GameCube come out before the Game Boy? No, right? Because the Game Boy, Game Boy was like much more, pixelated, 8-bit, more black and monochrome as well. Not until the color came out, I believe. So yeah. Silver is the first. How old is that? Let's see that. Give her a go. 6. Pokemon. Oh, I'm not on it. Pokemon Silver. What we at? How old is this? 1999. Interesting. Wow, I thought it was honestly 2000s. Not bad. Okay, I'm a 90s boy. I'm a 90s kid. Come on, you can't. I'm a 90s kid.
You can't look at me with a straight face and be like,
I'm a 90s kid. Don't worry. I've seen Friends. Yep. Other than that, I genuinely can't think of anything I've played older I've played, at least like, or legitimately owned. I really wish there were, but I cannot remember. But you know, I would mainly the games I gamed were like, you know, the current Pokemon. So, you know, I say the current Pokemons, but I think at the time when I first got into Pokemon, was the end of Gen 3, so Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, like Rayquaza, Groudon, Kyogre, and then into Diamond and Pearl, of which I didn't get Diamond and Pearl because that's pleb shit. I got Platinum because that's gamer shit, you know. Gamer, I wake, you know. Diamond and Pearl is, you know, the average Pokemon, you know, fan, and Platinum is the average Pokemon enjoyer. It's me. I'm the guy with Giratina. Mm-hmm. So, and then I gamed that the most. I loved the shit out of Emerald. You know, for Rayquaza, bro. Come on now. Gen 3 is legendary. But as far as my favorite game, there is no other game I put more hours into at all, not even in COD, Zach, than Pokemon Platinum. So when they remade Gen 4 for the Switch, Zach, I was fucking steezed, Zach. I was steezed. I was like, let's go. And I don't know if I said this in the podcast. I don't know if I said it to you, but I said I will buy a Switch when they remake Gen 4. And this was back when they remade Gen 3 for the 3DS, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they're going up the chain stack, the chain wax, Zach, the stack, the product stack, Zach, they're getting up there. They're gonna remake Gen 4. They have to. There's no way they don't. So when they do that, and they do it for the Switch, because I know they're gonna do it for the Switch. When they do it for the Switch, I'm gonna buy a Switch. I'll buy a whole ass Switch just for Pokemon. And then it came out. I'm like, let's fucking go, Zach. And the Nintendo Switch OLED came out. The new, not the new. I'm waiting for the Nintendo Switch Pro, but the OLED came out, which is basically just a refined version of the current Switch. Right. Better OLED screen, of course. It's still 720, I think, or 1080, or 1080 output, 720 screen. People freaking out about that, but you got to remember, if you have a 4K screen on a powerful device, that's just gonna die in like 2 seconds. Calm down, everybody. It has, you know, better buttons, better Joy-Con. You know, it's basically just a reiterated Switch, and then it'll just phase out the old Switch, to my understanding. Right. Which you've done in the past. You did that with like a black box versus red box thing. I don't know if you knew about that, but they had original Switch on with a black box. They dropped a new a revised version, but it came in a red box. And basically all it did was have a better battery and some other stuff. But the main takeaway was a better battery, a much better battery, of which then they just kept selling those, phase out the black box Switches. That's cool. All right, cool. But the OLED drop for roughly the same, like $50 more. That's fine in the grand scheme of things. Sure, why not? Pokemon Gen 4 drops. Let's fucking go, Zach. I'm down. And you know what happens, Zach? It sells out because we're in today's market, Zach.
Bro, fuck today's market.
That's what I'm saying. I was so gung-ho, and now, Zach, right now, so Nintendo is much better at restocking their things than certain other companies. So, you know, if I checked right now, they're probably back in stock. But the problem is the hype is gone now. My personal adrenaline is gone. So now if I look at an in-stock Switch, I'll be like, ooh, that's rough. I got to spend $300, $350 for this. Oh, shit. I was so down to do it, Zach. But dude, now it's settled, and I can't. And now I'm swallowing my spit now, bro. I can't do it,
dude.
It's tough.
I was so hyped about the Switch, and the only reason why I was so hyped about it was because of Super Mario Maker, and I think the main thing that kind of turned me on to the Switch was and Super Mario Maker was the them bringing back the classic look of Super Mario. Like they brought back, you know, like Super Mario, Super Mario 3.
Right.
You know, they made it so that you can make maps in those styles, and I thought that was the coolest shit ever. And so there were people remaking maps from those games, like their favorite maps, their favorite levels. And then there were people who were just being so creative with it, and it was super cool. And I was like this close. I was like, yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, I almost bought a Switch, and then I ended up buying a new camera lens instead.
I'm gonna say, Zach, the second that both of us or one of us or either of us decide to just pull the trigger, Zach, on the Switch, I don't think any of us are going to regret it. It'll be rough, but I don't think any of us are going to regret it.
Right.
Because, you know, it's a Switch, it's a console. The only thing that scares me is like, I know console lifespans are really long, you know?
Mhm.
Like the next version of, you know, whatever the next Nintendo console is going to be, it's going to be a while. I understand that. Like, I'm pretty sure PlayStation and Xbox are like, what is it, 8 years? Isn't it like 8 years or some shit until the next generations?
I don't know for certain. All I know is that I still have a PS3 and I still play games on it.
The PS4 and Xbox One came out for Ghosts.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? That's a long time.
I didn't even think about that.
So when Ghosts is after BO2? BO2, right?
Yeah.
Which would be 25th.
Or 2013 was 2013 was BO2, I think.
Oh, okay. So 2014. I thought 2014 was BO2. Well, either one of those, right? So then plus 6 plus 2 or plus, no, it came out 2020 or 2021, the current gen. Was it 2020?
2020.
2020. So 6 years?
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite considerate. When did the Switch come out? Well, I don't know if Nintendo follows the same rule, but I feel just because of what I know about the Switch Pro coming out soon, and how, like, for some reason, how powerful the Switch is anyways for the games. Granted, Nintendo necessarily doesn't do the hardest core, like, AAA title games, but they also do sometimes. But I feel like the Switch is here to stay for a pretty decently long time. Like, I wouldn't be mad to buy a Switch at the moment. I want to say, but I don't know, you know, it's scary. It's the law of consumerism. If you buy something now, 2017. Okay, that's not that bad. Assuming, because okay, what now? Oh, then we're gonna see it. Okay, now hit up the what is it? The PlayStation 4. PS4 released. Rec. PS4 Rec. 2013. November 15th, November 2013. What did I just say? What did I just say? The console released on November 15th, November 2013 in the United States and Canada, followed by its further releases on November 29th, 2013. By the end of 2013, the PS4 ellipsis. 2013. So
2013?
that, yeah, then
Okay, wait.
seven-ish years. Wait, yeah.
When was BO2 released?
We could just say Ghost, but
Well,
yeah, 2012. Right.
Okay.
Okay, so
I was
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was yeah.
I was a year behind on that.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I thought so too. I thought BO2 was 2014, and then I looked it up one time. It was 2012. I was like, no fucking shit, it's 2012. No way. So that's how I know, because I thought, I was like freaking out when I was like, well, no way, it's 2012, bro. So 2017. Zach, when did the Wii U come out?
Oh, Jesus.
When is the Wii U? We don't talk about the Wii U. You know what, Zach? I'm gonna have a controversial take right now.
Okay.
Wii U wasn't that bad.
I don't
It
think
wasn't great.
2012.
2012. So 2012 to 2017 is 5 years.
Bro, you already know that someone bought Black Ops 2 for the Wii U.
Oh, dude, Wii U, it's a meme for us, bro. For us editors and in the COD community, people, like, it's a meme to get BO2 for Wii U. And if you have if you buy a BO2 for the Wii U and have hits clips on that, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's super weird. It's the cameras are really weird, and I don't know. It's so funny, but it's honestly like pretty interesting. But I'm pretty sure max sensitivity goes to like 6 or some shit on that. I don't know, but.
Dude, it'd be so funny if you made an edit with only
No,
clips.
it would not. I think the Wii U, I think it was interesting because, you know, I grew up basically my main consoles growing up, I owned a PS3 and I gamed the shit out of COD and shit, right? But my favorite consoles growing up were the Wii and the DS. So what happens if they fuck and make a baby, Zach? You get a Wii U. But unfortunately, this is their first kid, and they don't know how to raise this is their first time raising a kid, Zach. So they don't really know how to, they're amateurs at it, Zach. They don't know what they're doing. And this is what the Wii U turned into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wii U, they're fine with it. It's all good. It goes to college. They're like, you know what? We can have another kid. We're still young and we're so young and hip. Let's have a kid, Zach. And basically what happens is they
say that again.
Fuck again, Zach. And the Switch comes out. And the Switch comes out in a generation that is Zoomer. That's in with the shit, Zach. He in some, you know what I mean? He's born into current gen, bro. He knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Launches with cool ass titles. I think I can't remember, like Mario Kart and probably Breath of the Wild. I think that was about it. Actually,
that was it. I think
was it. You know, you want to play console games? Yeah, you can do that. But you can leave your ass. You could get up, get your ass out, and do it everywhere you want, bro. Wii U was so close. Was really, really close to being what people wanted it to be. But I'm pretty sure the Wii U, you couldn't. You had to be by the. Did you have to be by the dock, right? I couldn't just take my Wii U out, right? I can't remember how it operated.
I did not have one. So
I didn't either. I only played it on. I played Andy's Wii U, not Andy Hong.
Yeah.
We played. We were at the birthday party and we played
we played Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, we did. That was fun. And that was fun, Zach.
That was fun.
You know, we can play and then we could touch interface too, and it was docked on the TV as well. I felt like it was the early steps in where, you know, Nintendo wanted to go. It didn't get a lot of praise because frankly, it was, you know, it was kind of clunky. It was a weird interface. I did not play with it I didn't own one, so I didn't really daily drive one. So I can't say, you know, how the experience might have been.
Right.
But in the times that I have tried it myself, I thought it was interesting because I always enjoyed the DS more than the Game Boy just for, you know, the touch interface and the mobile interface. And I enjoyed the Wii because it's the fucking Wii.
Right. I think that this was the console that was like the stepping stone into dockable portable system.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got to see it happen firsthand. We were 17 years old when the Nintendo Switch came out, and I remember when we were in high school, there were people rocking around in school with the fucking Nintendo Switch in their backpack.
Whole ass console in their backpack, Zach.
Bro, we went on like trips for band and everything like that.
Just play the Switch? That's pretty fire. That's pretty fire.
Okay. So I do have to tell you a story. So I was with the jazz band and we went to a jazz festival and we ended up having to go and stay in a hotel. And my buddy Tony, he had a Nintendo Switch and someone else also had a Nintendo Switch. And so we were in two different rooms and like we were all Joy-Conned up and everything like that. And we were all playing Mario Kart.
Cool.
It was the coolest thing just to be able to like.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Dope. That's the point of it too.
Yeah.
The point of the Switch is what the point of the Wii was.
Right.
Party games. Hanging out with the boys, Zach. Smash with the boys. And then maybe play Smash Brothers afterwards, you know? That's what it was. Like playing party game. Wii Party, Mario Kart. That shit's fire.
Bro, early Mario Party for like the GameCube. That was like
I never played the GameCube Mario.
Dude,
but, yeah.
Okay, so
and I barely played Mario Party on the Wii because I didn't own that, and I never really played any other Wii games other than the ones I've owned. I had Wii Party though. Wii Party, pretty fire, gotta say.
Bro, Mario Party for the DS, the new Mario.
Oh, I played that. I played for the DS
or the GameCube. Sorry.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
No, so Mario Party for the GameCube was like peak party game, I think, because I have never like that was the first instance of having a game that could just ruin your relationship with others outside of like Smash.
I feel like so the thing about Smash is that, you know, Mario Party, anybody can play it. Your mom or dad can play it, you know?
Yeah.
Your grandma can play it.
Right.
Some stranger across the street can play it. Maybe don't do that, but, you know, unless you're cool with them. But, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody can play Mario Party. As far as, like, you know, Smash, like Melee.
Yeah.
First of all, fantastic, of course. You know, no,
Bro,
I don't even need to say it.
Bro. I beat
Bro.
bro.
Babe. I mean, bro. What?
So the story mode where you would unlock all of the characters and everything like that.
I never finished that, but that was fire.
I'm pretty sure that I beat it with almost every single character. Because that's just how like committed to the bit I was. I was like, dude, I was so into it.
Yeah.
And
for those no, you could like pick you pick a character and you go through like their story mode based or like a story mode. I think just with that character. It's been a while, and I also didn't complete it all the way.
Yeah, I think the story mode was the same with every character. It's just the people who you fought were different.
Yes.
And so like there were a bunch of different like platformer type levels in there that were pretty much the same, but you would end up fighting different characters depending on who you chose.
Yeah.
Which was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And
I vaguely remember the story. Well, not the story. Who remembers the Smash story, but the fights and such. I vaguely remember them.
do you remember the hand?
Yeah, that's where I was going with Master Hand. Master Hand, I think it was. Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand? Or Master Hand?
I think that
I think it's Mr. Mr. sounds right, but Master sounds cooler.
I think that warrants a Google search. But while you're doing that, I think the coolest part of it was the fact that you could play by yourself as well as play with other people. And so that was definitely the really cool part, and you were able to.
It was
Master Hand.
It was
okay.
Master Hand. Yes. What a creepy boss that looking back. Like that's pretty fucking weird, Zach.
I mean, it is really creepy, but
it's like that hand in the Demon Slayer movie, except bigger and no eyeballs. Dude, if there was an eyeball in this, I feel like that would be nightmare fuel for a bunch of kids back then.
Bro,
they definitely did a good job making it look more cartoony than anything.
I feel like we did not talk about that hand enough in the Demon Slayer episode.
Very interesting. Oh man, I forgot it was in the GameCube Smash. I thought it was only in Ultimate or not Ultimate. Was Ultimate the Wii? I can't remember. Because Melee. Wait, Ultimate is Switch, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Brawl. That's what the Wii
Brawl.
was.
Yeah.
All right, Brawl. Out of every Wii game I own, I'm pretty sure I.
Wait, Waluigi, why is that the first search?
Wah. Thank you for that. I think because he never got into the game.
Super Saiyan Waluigi versus Master Hand.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, because Waluigi never got into the game.
Dude, Waluigi was only ever made so that Wario could have a partner in Mario Tennis.
Oh my god, he was. That's so sad. But now he's a gamer, bro. Everybody uses him in the new Mario Kart. I think for a meta or some shit like that. I don't know, because he's just Waluigi. But I think Smash, Brawl, I put in the most hours too because I had to unlock all the characters, of course. You know,
of course,
I had to unlock all the characters. I didn't 100% it, but I tried to get the trophies too. Fuck it, man. I looked them up, bro. In the early stages of Google, I looked it up. We're gonna get on the Newground forums, man, on the shit, bro. I really love that game because it was fun, of course, but also the thrill of just unlocking new characters, and then you get the boys over and you're like, oh, you got a Mewtwo. Wait, Mewtwo wasn't in Brawl. Who the fuck was in Brawl?
Mr. Game & Watch,
Lucario, Toon Link, bro. Toon Link, I fucked with Toon Link. He was like one of my main guy. Honestly, was actually who is yours? My main was Marth, which is interesting. That sounds like an interesting name. Reason is because I found his fighting style really interesting. This is really unique because you had to do like weird combos, and you could combine the combo, or you had like for our move sets, right? I'm an average Smash fan, okay? I haven't played the new stuff. I don't really watch competitive. I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy, Zach, okay? Just a guy, right? Just a dude.
guy like you,
guy like me. Barth has the normal one where you spam B or whatever it is, or is it A? No, I think it's A. I can't remember. One of those buttons. Spam that for the normal fight. You spam that, but in conjunction with right stick, so right and A at the same time for one moveset, up A for one moveset, and down A for another moveset. It's mad interesting, and you can combine them. And I found that so fascinating as a kid. So I was like, bro, I'm gonna get good at it. And Zach, I got good. Nowadays, not so good. I played Smash with I was babysitting, and I just decided to play Smash because they're like, can we play the Wii? I'm like, yeah, we want to play. I'm like, oh, you got Smash? Like, yeah, I got Smash. What you mean? I have 2 Wiis. What the fuck? Oh, excuse me. I was waiting for that. Holy moly! Thank God. But
Bless you.
thank you. I think that Toon Link, I main Toon Link, but I had the classic controller. You know what that was?
Oh, dude, that was meta.
I mained the classic controller for like everything I did. I never used the Wii remote because the Wii remote was
Dude,
just shit.
I used a GameCube controller.
Oh, that's even more meta, Zach. I'm pretty sure they had, because the Wii had GameCube game compatibility, but I think what happened was at a certain point they stopped. I want to say it was like they had the Wii and it's like, oh, you can also, it's compatible with the GameCube, and then at some point they stopped doing that and they revised it. Now they can't, or the other way around. I can't remember, but
Bro, I've had the same Wii since like 2006.
yeah, both of us had like OG Wiis. I had 2 of them, one for upstairs and one for downstairs. And the one upstairs I have is the one that was just decked out with I had all the characters. I think I had all the characters. I want to say I'd be upset with my past self if I gamed it that much and I didn't get all the characters.
I'm pretty sure there's still a me on one of the Wiis.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure.
I distinctly remember us playing the Wii, and you were like, you need to make a me. And I was like, all right, cool. And this was like right before my mom came to come and pick me up. And so I didn't even get to use my me. And so it was like sadness.
You have to make a me, Zach. And it's like how you make your mark on your buddy's, territory, I suppose. Like I was here. Look at my me. I was, and honestly, listen. This is how it tells how like the Wii was just a great console. When I was babysitting, these kids are like first, second grade, bro. Yeah, and they're like, let's play the Wii. I'm like, yeah, let's play the Wii. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go. I'm down. I got time to kill.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm tired of shit, but I'll play the Wii. So yeah, we played that, and that was a lot of fun. Turns out, after crazy concept. You don't play a game for a very long time, and you get worse. I was fucking dog shit. But I still got these dubs, bro, Zach, on these first graders. Yes, but I still got these dubs, bro. I'm not letting some kids toss me around, Zach. Come on. In my home? Come on. On my Wii? Come on, man. Not doing that, Zach. Come on. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's so funny. I have not played the new Mario Kart very much.
Well, I haven't either for the Switch.
Yeah.
I played it once, actually. Only once.
So once I figured out how to play the game, for some reason, I just kind of tore shit up. And I think the reason for that is because I played Mario Kart Wii so much.
Yes.
Like I
100% of that.
I was in the time trials, man.
Nice. Yes, sir.
Like I learned the OG shortcuts before, you could just look them up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, that was my shit.
Yes. I sucked at the time trials, honestly, but I got all the gold cups naturally, as one does.
As one might.
As one, yeah. As an average Mario Kart enjoyer might, right?
Exactly.
And that was my shit as well. If that was, I think, more so than Smash. I only 100% Smash because, I feel like it was more, in my opinion, more fun to play by yourself. Mario Kart can definitely be addicting, and especially like getting all the cups and stuff, like grinding it out and such. Because I'm pretty sure you can't do that co-op, to my understanding. I think you had to do solo. I think.
Yeah, I think you
did. But as far as Smash, like getting all the characters, the story mode, I actually found the story interesting. I can't remember it, of course, but I actually found it pretty interesting for the most part, of course. And I think because of that, I enjoyed Smash more. But Mario Kart, oh boy, Yeah, the hours put into that were fucking gnarly. But
Dude, I wish you could see how many hours you put into a game.
I don't, because that would be sad, Zach. No,
Well,
I'm joking.
I mean-
Actually, it would be really interesting. It would be a very interesting statistic.
Yeah, just for the sense of curiosity, because there wasn't hours played on the original Wii or like the GameCube or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to see how much of a nerd I was when I was younger, because I am a nerd. I haven't been playing games much recently though, which has been
none
kinda
of us have.
disappointing.
It's okay.
Dude, I want to get Phasmophobia. Play it with the boys.
Yeah,
Or,
I've been told to get that very often.
Or and I mean, you don't really like scary things.
Faz is like, okay, is it scary? It's a scary game in class, but I watch it. I'm like, bro, it's just jokes with the boys, That's in my opinion, because I've seen other games where it's like, you play with, you can do co-op, but it's much more scarier. Faz, I gotta sneeze again.
Bless you. You're not going to sneeze now. So the reason why Phasmophobia is really scary, yeah, and I've played it, and like if you go like full immersion status and you're just like in a dark room, headphones turned up, the atmospheric just underlying impending doom feeling that you get is just,
no, you're not wrong, but
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's not really jump scare necessarily. I mean, obviously that's not true horror, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I don't know how to explain it. Like a grade A horror game type shit, It's just, but I feel like that's more of the include, because you're with the boys and you're just fucking around, You're like, show me a sign, and then they're like, adults, and you're like, holy shit, and your boy's like, ah, I feel like there's that factor of it that makes it really wholesome, and that's why I actually wouldn't mind. If you were to ask me like, hey, you want to play like a Resident Evil? I'd be like, bro, fuck you, bro. Who the fuck you? You're not my friend. Fuck you, bro. Go get the fuck out of my house.
Dude, it's so funny because I used to be like super into horror games and that kind of stuff. And I was the type of guy who played all of like 5 minutes of the original Outlast game. Dude, just for the sheer fact that like I got to like the first really, really scary part and I got the piss scared out of me. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm not playing this game anymore.
Oh, dude. Hold on. Okay. So, sorry, I had to get a little tissue for my nose because I'm a little stuffy for a little bit. So, Outlast. Fuck, dude. Fuck me, dude. Why did I watch that game? Why did I watch people play that game, bro? Outlast was like, at the time, was like peak horror, I think. At the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like the game all the YouTubers were playing. And everybody just wanted, like, Outlast, That was the title. Like, everybody knew what Outlast was because it was like the scary. Bro, you know what? No, fuck that, bro. You know what? Peak horror game, Zach, of all time.
Slender.
Yep, you knew I was gonna say that. Slender Man is just peak horror. I remember when that shit took early social media by storm, Zach. Everybody talked about Slender on MySpace and shit, Facebook, forums and such.
Dude, I remember. I think one of the first games that PewDiePie played was Slender.
Yeah, I think so. That's how old it is, huh? Wow.
I mean, we say it's super old when it was like 2011.
I consider that pretty old. I mean, not as
Well,
in the grand scheme of like video games, yeah, not necessarily old, but as far as like, popularity explosion, especially with the social media being kind of cool back then, or just starting to be the cool thing, and YouTube and stuff being the cool thing. I mean, it was, but that type of thing. PewDiePie, of course, helped a lot. Sorry, my nose is in shambles right now. Slender was like, and in essence, what was interesting is because in essence, it wasn't necessarily like the craziest game in the world, like the graphics were really simple.
Yeah.
But what it played out, because it wasn't like a jump scare game, it was like a really atmospherical type of scary game, and it played off of a creepypasta, which is something that, when you read a bunch of them or you get into it, like it feels really, really real, and it feels more homegrown than like Resident Evil or something, you know?
Yeah.
And like it's like shit, bro. This like it's it's like listening to a scary story on the campfire, except now fuck, I'm here. Shit.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those games that really set the stage for what horror games could potentially look like.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole subgenre of gaming, that's kind of where it started. And oh shit, what was the other really, really popular game that PewDiePie basically became popular? Amnesia. Yeah. I never played Amnesia, but I
watched Amnesia. Sorry, I'm y'all know me. It's all good.
I watched a ton of it, and it was so interesting. It was scary. It was really scary.
Oh yeah.
But also, I found kind of my taste in YouTubers at that point, because it was like the people who would go from like, haha, funny joke to, oh God, I just got the shit scared out of me, just instantaneously. Like that kind of juxtaposition between like, haha, comedy, funny, oh, a box, to fearing for your life.
Right.
Just in a matter of seconds. Like I just thought that was so funny, and I think that that's what kind of got me into watching people play horror games, because they would try to make it entertaining, and then they would make it more entertaining by them screaming.
Well, I mean, it's great to watch people suffer, and it's great when you're not in the driver's seat, It's always a good time. And I mean, it's still scary. Well, you'd be like, oh, thank God I'm not playing. But I mean, that's my solace. But I still don't watch very many horror. I don't gotta explain it any more than I need to, or than I already have. But there's a fun. It's like you play a horror game, and then you tell your buddy to play it, and you're like right next to them as they're playing it, and then the jump scare is coming, and they get scared, like ha ha ha, get fucked, that type of thing. But except obviously you don't know what's coming. But like I said, it's always fun to watch people suffer. I watch like VTubers play horror games, bro, and there's Japanese horror games are scary as fuck, Zach. They're scary as shit, Zach. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them, but they take horror to another level. Like I don't know if you've seen like Night Delivery or Radio Show, or I think it's called Radio Show. They're like this. I actually, there was one. I forget what it's called. I think it's just called Convenience Store. It's just based in a convenience store. Novel concept, isn't it? But it's like a convenience store, but it's like super late at night because they got super night shifts, and it's about this girl who has to come into work, a convenience store, super fucking late at night, and you just got to do mundane tasks at a convenience store. But shit happens, and she kind of loses her sanity because it's dark as shit. You gotta like walk from your house through a dark ass neighborhood to the convenience store, and then do convenience store shit while you stay sane, and people come in and ask for ridiculous things, and you see shit in the corner. I recommend watching it.
I think I've seen it. Like,
I think you have, because like I think Markiplier's played it and such too. So I'm pretty sure you've probably seen it.
Yeah.
Or but maybe if you haven't, you should give it a watch, because that's like mad interesting, because it's like that thing where I'm sure you would appreciate it, because one of those, I know horror buffs are like jump scares, but it's that type of like immersive, atmospherical, that type of thing, right? The thing that gets y'all boners up.
Yes. So one of my favorite things about horror movies and horror games is when they're not trying to focus on setting up jump scares, and they're trying to focus on giving that uneasy feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like something bad is going to happen, and I don't know if it's going to happen now or later. And like, that just kind of puts you on the edge of your seat. And that's what makes it so cool. And that's what makes me appreciate it so much. And when games do it, it's an entirely different thing, because, you can have the control to look behind you every 3 seconds, because you feel like you're about to get your shit rocked.
I understand. Okay. I feel like you understand that. I understand that, I understand why horror games are fun. I get it. The adrenaline, the suspense. I totally get it. I hate that shit though. I don't know. I don't find that enjoyable. I don't know. For me though, playing the game, I don't find that enjoyable. For watching the movie or whatever it may be, I don't find it enjoyable. I can see how it can be enjoyable though. But that shit's fucking, I don't know, man. I'm just a pussy. Just, what do you want me to do, Zach? You're gonna tell a, you know, tell a pussy to do some non-pussy shit? No, bro. Pussy's gonna be a pussy, bro. I'm a pussy, bro. Shit, bro. I'm gonna be a pussy. But I get it though. I will say that. And there are some, like I just explained how that convenience store game was cool.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm fucking not gonna play it though. I watched that shit. I watched my VTubers play it, low volume ass, and whenever I knew something was coming, I'd be like,
That's some Weenie Hut Jr. type shit.
no, bro, I hate that shit, bro. I hate it. I don't find that fun, but I enjoy the content because they're funny as shit. And you know, I'm like, all right, I'll watch it, but I hate it. I hate it, Zach. But you know.
I mean, okay, it makes sense. Like there is
Scrolling down to the comment section.
Bro,
Exiting
reading
full screen.
like fucking like watching those creepypasta videos where there are people telling the stories and everything, and then you scroll down and then there are those comments that are like hoping to find safety in the comment section.
Yeah, that's me, bro.
And like, dude, I don't know why, but lately I've been super into like creepy storytelling type stuff, like the, you know, like just someone telling a story of something really fucking crazy happening. And, you know, that could be like unsolved mysteries and like, you know, missing people and like, or like, you know, some crazy, weird, random paranormal thingy or whatever. Like, I don't know why, but that just has been so intriguing for me lately.
You know what's interesting? I think so too, but in a different light. One, more for a food for thought rather than, you know, spooky, I guess. More for just an interesting, like there's a lot of Japanese stories like that, you know, like a lot of, there's one, I think it's called Kisaragi Train. I think is what it's called. And it's interesting because there is this video, Zach. I've told you what Vocaloid is, right? The kind of synthesized robotic anime voice type song music. Yeah. There's this song that has no title. No title. It's just blank. No description. And the person who uploaded it has no name. It's blank. So you're only finding this, Zach, if you get recommended it. Very novel concept. Very interesting. There's a couple of videos like this, but there's one that stands out. And recently I got recommended it. I was like, holy fuck, it happened. I got it. I got the thing. And I did it. I don't know what I did, but I did it. And I watched it, and it's creepy as shit. Like,
Bro,
it's like,
you should have sent that shit to me.
I can't send you it, Zach. That'd defeat the purpose.
I know, but I want to know now.
No, Zach, I'm not going to show. And there's two of them, and it's creepy as shit. I'm like, bro, it's like 3 a.m. Like, dude, no fucking, what is happening right now? I'm losing my shit. And the song is creepy as shit. And so it's basically based on, it's based on this. I'm going to get the details a little spurred because funny, it's kind of funny, but I know this story because there was an anime short of a really cute anime, but it's memed because it takes on really weird topics, but it's funny as shit and it's really cute. And it's on YouTube. They're like 2-minute episodes based off of a game I play. And they did a spin on this, and then I read it from a comment section. So naturally now I'm an expert because I read the story from a comment, right?
Of course.
So shout out to that person. I can't pull it up, but it's I mean, I guess I could, but the comment was in a Bang Dream Pico party, I think is what it is. All right. Anyways, a girl goes to a train station and she gets left at, I think, Kisaragi Station or something like that, right?
Okay.
And it's just like she goes in a train, she falls asleep, she wakes up and she's in Kisaragi Station or something like that, right? And she doesn't know where she's at, obviously. It's like, oh, I fell asleep, I don't know where I'm at, and I don't see any trains coming. So I'm going to call my friends, and she calls her friends, and basically they're trying to get a hold of her, but they're trying to look up where this Kisaragi Station is, but nothing is coming up. And then at some point, a train comes, and they're like, she's like, oh, a train's coming. That's cool. And then she comes in, and they're like, oh, you guys are here. Why didn't you just tell me you guys were coming? But that wasn't their friends. So she got on the train with their friends who weren't in there, and then very interesting. I did not do that story justice. That comment section did it way better, but very interesting stories like that. And that's basically what that Vocaloid song was based off of, like this kind of this hidden thing nobody knows about, and it just and you know, it comes across you unexpected, and then it takes you away. Very interesting. And I was like, what the fuck? Why? I'm gonna fucking die. It's 3 a.m, bro. No chance. I'm checking my door in my closet. But very interesting. That was probably the closest I've had to a really interesting. You know, isn't that interesting? I got YouTube algorithm caused, or they made this Vocaloid song and used the YouTube algorithm to create their spin on this kind of this creepypasta type thing, to make their own thing, to make this experience.
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
It's so fascinating because there are so many videos and so much content going on YouTube. For you to get that one specific thing that you just so happen to have a little bit of information about, and it literally has no title. Did you look at the channel at all, or
no? Yeah, I did. There's no videos, no titles, no name, no nothing. The only well in the description, the only thing in the description was like a second part, I believe. Actually, maybe it did have a name for the user, but everything was blanked out, so you're not finding it anyways. And in the description, it was just a link to, like another part, and they linked to each other, so it was interesting. And I watched both of them. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking cry now. But part of it definitely is because I started getting into Vocaloid, listening to more Vocaloid music. Right. Somehow, you know, that comes on because, if there is no text to go by for YouTube to send you in the description, in the title or nothing, then it'll go to the comment section. And since everybody's talking about it in the comment section, pull keywords from that, and that's how that would work. You know, but it's so fascinating how something like that just. It's like if you know, you know. You know what I mean? Isn't that interesting? I'm in the club, Zach. I made it. I did this. I'm
proud
club.
Of you.
Thank you. Good luck, Zach. You got to listen to more robot anime music.
Dude, honestly, I think I might just like try to trick the algorithm.
Try and find it. Good luck.
Well, dude, and the coolest part about having that sense of like morbid curiosity, I guess, with a lot of, you know, the strange, dark, and mysterious, is that you end up finding yourselves in very weird parts of YouTube on accident. Like, you know, if you click too many recommended videos after you watch a video, you'll end up in a very interesting, weird place.
Sure.
And like, you know, I would end up seeing just like super random, like seemingly just ordinary videos on YouTube that end up having like really, really dark stories behind them. And I would watch the video, and then later on I would learn about the super fucked up history about it. Like, like, you know, I found out that there was like a guy who was a serial killer who ended up getting released, and he ended up making YouTube videos. And I found one of his videos and it had like, you know, 1,000 views or something like that. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And so I like skimmed through it and I was like, this seems like just a guy who doesn't know how to do YouTube doing YouTube things. And then I found out that he was a serial killer who got released from prison. And I'm like, oh, that's scary as fuck.
That'll do it.
But yeah,
I'll do it.
Yeah, I guess kind of backpedaling a little bit back to scary games. I think it'd be really fun if you and I played Phasmophobia, like with Jackson and Alec.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I'd be super down. But I gotta get the game. I'm like, you know, so, but yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I think just for the sheer fact that it would be all of us playing together, I think we would be able to find comfort in each other.
Oh, for sure. That's what I was saying. That's the whole, it's scary, but when you get immersed in such, and you got the headphones in, and I'll probably stream it. I'm playing with you guys, so I can't be a pussy, and
Yeah.
So I'll do it. I'll do the whole thing, but because you're with the boys, and something's happening, or something happens to one of the guys, and instead of being scared, you're laughing at him. You're like, he fucking died. Get fucked, nerd. That type of thing. That I think that wholesomeness will help me get through Faz. In my opinion. But, as for like another scary game, I don't think so. That being said, one of the VTubers, that's agencies that I watch, Hololive, they recently dropped like this rendition of like a scary game experience. They like their own thing with their own cast members, and they have this like really like their promotion for it is like fucking nuts.
Really?
But yeah, it's very interesting. And I don't think it's out yet. I'm not sure. I haven't really figured out if it is out yet, but they just did these like to promote it, they did these videos. I think they're still going. I think there's like 5 or 6 episodes of it. They used to do it weekly during October or something. Don't do it too much anymore, but YouTube has like 360 camera type thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just had this thing where they're VTubers, right? And they would come and chat with you, and they would act as these different people, and then there would just be this whole experience thing, and it's really ominous, and it's very like, I don't know, very interesting. But they released, I think they released like a game for it. So I'm like, you know what? If they release like a whole thing for like a whole experience, I'll play it. Fuck it, dude. I'll play it. Fuck it. And it really is like pretty creepy, because all of the, you look at them and like, oh, they're just anime girls and just doing anime shit and stuff, but they actually really like horror and stuff. So it'd be interesting to try that out, and I think that'd be a good way for me to try it. Me, VTubers, anime, weeb, game, spooks. You know what I mean? Why not? It'd be funny as shit. So I'll give that a shot if it's ready. But bro, I have to go back. I'm sorry, I go back to this because I do find like storytelling stuff interesting. Did you ever I think I asked you this. Did you ever get into like Doki Doki literature lore?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro,
I was into that shit.
I went too far deep into Doki Doki lore.
Dude, I would like, that was like the thing I was watching. Like there was a point where that was the only thing I was watching, because it was so fascinating. Because I think Doki Doki lore, which sounds cringe as shit saying it out loud, but it everybody knows Doki Doki Literature Club, so they know exactly what the fuck we're talking about. It's some real shit. It's not some haha. Real shit. I'm awake.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I have to commend the creators of this game of is that they were able to take something that seemed so innocent on the surface and subject your expectations to such an extreme degree to where it was like, oh yeah, this is great. And you spend hours just learning about these girls like it's just a regular dating sim.
Yeah.
And then shit goes sideways, and then you realize, oh, I'm in it now.
Yeah,
you've invested way too much time and effort into this fucking game.
I forget that you really do spend hours before shit even happens. I forget that. I forget you just dating sim and you learn everything about these girls and then shit. I forget that. I keep thinking like, oh, like an hour in, yeah, or like 30 minutes or so in, and shit goes. No, people were like, you watch playthroughs, and people were like 5-6 episodes in, and they're like, what the fuck? Okay, shit's happening. I'm like, oh my God, that's right. It was that long. You go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I forget that,
dude,
bro. I forget that.
It's so good.
What's interesting, the thing that I really appreciated is that a lot of Doki Doki lore was more speculation, right?
Right.
Because it wasn't necessarily, I'm not sure. It's been super fucking long since I've looked into it, but the team itself never really confirmed anything to my understanding. So, and they also don't really, I don't know if they do, but they don't really necessarily have like a inspiration, like a wiki, what's based off of that type of thing. So
right.
It went to the fans to just kind of interpret and do their own things. But, they found like, when the character files, when they put in like a PNG or whatever, and they saw that weird shit. Yeah, that was fucking weird. And stories based off of the characters, similar ideas of what they experience, or like the spoiler alert, but it's Doki Doki literature, you probably know, when Sayori, hung herself, like the artwork that was more than meets the eye,
mm-hmm.
with like what was it? Her hands were bleeding, so it looked like she was actually trying to claw her way back. that type of stuff. Crazy shit. So many layers, Zach. So many onions. So many layers. And people. And you know what was even more interesting was like I guess the mods that people made for it, just to kind of add on to the story, whether to interpret their own story. You know, because I know there was like Monica after or something like that, where it was like a more wholesome story with Monica, where there was also stories where they played more into stories that relate to it. So they made it even more creepier and added on, I suppose, right? And I found that I love community shit. I love when communities come together and make shit. I love that. Because, you know, that's, you know, I'm based off that, you know, Call of Duty editing, it, you know, it's what it is because it's a bunch of teenagers just want to spin around 360 no scope, fakey type shit, recorded with their Dazzle or their iPhone or their phone or whatever, put it on YouTube, put Skrillex behind it. And then somehow that became this. I find that awesome. Community stuff is awesome. So seeing like Doki Doki Literature Club fans like want to know more, and they look into it and they dive really deep. They had this thing where like, I forget what it was, but it was like something based off like laboratory type stuff.
Oh,
it was like,
yeah.
Like Laporium, some shit like that. I don't know. It's been fucking forever, Zach, so forgive me. But they had a mod where it was like, you know, the Monica scene in the end where she's in the dystopian, that world or whatever. And they had one where you could just talk to her and she would just feed you information. Like you could talk to her about lore even, and she would describe you lore, or she would ask questions about her and she would describe you. It was fascinating, all fan made, but but it has foundation. It's not just some random shit. It has foundation.
I have to say, the fact that this game had so much shit that you probably never even saw. No matter how many times you played the game, like there would be times where the posters would change. There would be times where the music would change. Yeah, in the game itself, before any modification at all. And like the fact that you had to go in and delete a character, like you had to go in to the files of the game to delete Monica for the game to end. And I was so mind fucked by that because the fact that they were not only able to make it so that it was interactive in the way that you had to go into the character files of the game to progress the game. And every time that something would happen, it would reflect in the coding of the game.
Yes.
And so not only did they have to code the game, they had to code the code to make it so that it reflected the things that were going on in the game. That sounds really confusing.
More layers.
So many onions. But that's what made it such a fascinating game outside of just like the initial shock of the story of the game. And you know, there were people who were like, oh yeah, you know, if you chose this person, then this would happen. And like there were so many different variations of the way that the story could go depending on like which character you leaned on. And so that just made it that much cooler. And I mean, obviously, you know, the outcome of the game would be pretty similar, but at the same time, it's like the sheer amount of content within the game before any modifications, before any updates, anything like that, just in the game on release made it so that there was so much information to take, and it made it so that the speculations and like all of the, you know, all of the theories and everything like that, like they were based off of a lot of information. You know, like it wasn't just like some offhand, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, what if it's based on this person? No, they had so much information within the dialogue of the story, within the coding, within all of the different files inside of the game, but also, you know, it was just super hard to like understand what was going on. And so the more you looked into it, the more confused you got, because you're just like, it just keeps going. Like if you're looking for something, you're going to be able to find it.
Yeah. It's like when you're doing poems and you like pick like something depressing and then like Sayori would jump, you're like, what the fuck? Sorry. Well,
no, don't be sad.
Don't be sad. Like there was even a mod where it was like, where it played more on her depression. Like it went on her side. We were playing in the perspective of Sayuri, which was mad interesting.
Oh,
Super interesting. And it's really dark. Like incredibly dark. But it's mad interesting. I recommend looking it up if you want to, or maybe watching a playthrough. But it's like again, it's food for thought, right? Things you think about. Obviously, with this how the story went, it was more like Monica cranked her depression factor through code or whatever and made her more depressed or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And made Yuri more crazy and made Natsuki freak the fuck out, right? But it's like how are these characters feeling during that time? Like what are they thinking? Am I going crazy? I didn't used to think this way. That type of thing. Mad interesting. Just things to think about. I've explained it before. I just love when storytelling takes, honestly, when they push the border, when they cross. Honestly, I like when stories cross the line. I'll be honest. I do. I really do. I don't, because it's the type of thing where you don't talk about it because you don't want to talk about it, right? It's touchy subjects. It's something it's something that, like, I'm not even talking about depression. I'm talking about like really, bad stuff, unlawful, unjust things. But it happens and nobody wants to talk about it. So you got to talk about it. And then, it's the type of thing where they do it and then people on the internet get really mad because it's like, hey, that's kind of touchy. You shouldn't have done that. But I'm like, bro, no, they should do that because you needed to see it. Otherwise, you're never going to see it. You're never going to talk about it. How do you talk about it?
The way that the game went across, over, like, I guess, like, the characterization of depression.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think that they did a really good job. And like, obviously, it gave the type of reaction, like your character's reaction to finding Sayori.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that the way that they went about that entire thing was very, very well done. And it's like, dude, it's so wild because they cross the line, but they cross the line in a way to where not only was it not putting it in like a positive light, like a joking, like, haha, funny.
Yeah.
Like they weren't going for that. They made it seem as serious as it would be, but also they didn't end up sugarcoating it at the same time. They were like, oh, fuck, that, like, holy shit, what just happened? Did I do this? I could have done something different. Oh my God.
I
will never
the whole monologue after
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I will never forgive myself for this. It's like, it is the most, I want to say that it's almost the most tastefully done representation of mental illness that I've seen, even though it's like cranked up to 100. So it's more in your face.
Right.
But at the same time, the things that are being said are a lot of times like internal dialogue,
right?
For some people who are dealing with those types of things.
Well, that's why I enjoy like visual novels and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's why I want to get into it more. As someone who has begun reading books, that's that knowledge. That's why the visual novel market in like Japan, for example, is still popular, even though people joke around, visual novel, I'll just wait for the movie to come out. I'll just watch the anime, I'll read the manga. But there's a reason why this market is still thriving. It's because the information you get out of it is fascinating. It's crazy. And if it's a visual novel, you can play routes and stuff, and they put you into it. Like, instead of just reading a book, they're like, okay, you get a choice. Make a choice. You're like, oh fuck, no, don't make me do that. Do you know what Corpse Party is, Zach?
I do not.
It's also a visual novel. It's like an RPG maker type thing, so it's kind of interesting. But that doesn't hide from the fact of how fucked it is. So basically, I watched this, Zach. Like that's how into it I was. Like I watched it. You know what I mean? That says something. And it's that thing where it's just like, it's just fucked. Like it's just, there's no way to say it. It's just like the topics that they tackle are fucked. Like I don't want to say it because it kind of spoils it. But it's really bad, like things that we shouldn't talk about, things that should not come up, things that if it comes up, that's like cancel type shit, you know, like don't say that. You shouldn't say that. But one thing I'll commend like Japanese media, for example, is that, you know, well, we talk about media and it's all like sunshine and rainbow, Japan line or whatever. But maybe it's that where they're juxtaposition to their sunshine and rainbow TV anime land versus, you know, when people want to get creative and make that really scary shit that really, we would never have thought about it if they never brought it up type shit. Yeah. And I think there's multiple corpse parties. The main premise is basically these school kids, they do some sort of ritual, I want to say, or something along those lines.
I'm writing this down, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can play it honestly if you want to. It's fucked. And you know, I think they do it's been so damn long. I like this. It's pretty old. And they get transported into, like, they're in a school and they get transported into this kind of parallel universe where they're still in school, but it's like dark and it's broken down and it's all moldy and shit, like kind of like an abandoned school. And they have to try to find their way out. And they meet, they get separated from all, because there's like 6 of them or some shit like that. And you get separated and you try and find each other, and you find, you know, I think the teacher's there as well, and you try to find them, and they encounter all sorts of things, all sorts of experience. And it's brutal. Like, it's actually fucked. I recommend it, honestly. Like, if I, who would have thought me, Arthur, recommends a horror game?
So
it's interesting. But it's like, oh my God, I can't say anything because it spoils it, because it's so fucked.
Dude, okay. The fact that you say it's fucked makes me want to watch videos about it and learn about it, because it's like the sense of morbid curiosity that I have for those things. It's like, it's almost like I look at everything like how bad could it be? And then after the fact, I'm like, holy shit, I did not expect it to be that bad. But, you know, there's like that fascination there. Like you're sitting there telling me like, oh, I recommend it. It's fucked. And I'm like, if Arthur thinks it's fucked, then how,
I know, right?
How fucked?
If I think it's fucked, because, you know, I'm not a horror guy, so, you know, I'm a storytelling guy. If I say it's fucked in a storytelling manner, that story is gonna be freaking banging, bro. Otherwise, I would have left a million years ago. I would not have stayed.
That's what makes me really excited about it, because like the second that someone who's not into horror but super into a really convincing and immersive story, when they tell you this story is really fucked up and gory and horrifying, I'm like, because yes. I love all of those things.
Now let me remind you, Zach, I did say this is like an RPG type of game, so it's like your, you know, the old like Legend of Zelda stuff, like the, you know, up, left, down sprite characters.
Yeah,
but there's also artwork, and
that's all you have to say. There's artwork.
There's artwork. That's you know what I mean? Yeah. It's pretty good. Oh man, it is rough. I don't remember who I watched play it. Naturally, obviously I didn't play it. Fuck that. But I don't remember who I watched play it. I'm curious now that I think about it. I wonder if the Japanese version I wonder if the English version might be censored. Because there's many cases where that happens. Often, I think 90% of things, like Japan goes global and it gets censored for a majority market, right? I mean, I still thought, even if it was, I still thought it was pretty fucked. So now I'm wondering, I wonder if the Japanese version is even more fucked. That being said, I'm sure if you just watch like someone play the English version, it's woo, man. Oh man. Oh geez Louise, bro. Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up because we know we're talking about it. And I don't know if it's based off of any creepypasta type thing. I think it's just some story guy just fucked in the head. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was based off of a creepypasta, or if it was just some dude who was like, I'm gonna make a really fucked up game. And then they did. Doki Doki, the people who made Doki Doki, they were just kind of like, I want to make a dating simulator that talks about murder
and scary things.
Yeah, and lots of things that would probably get you canceled on YouTube. That sounds like so much fun. Ooh. I want, you know, none of our episodes have gotten like age restricted or anything yet. I feel like if any episode is going to get age restricted, it's probably going to be this one, just for this section.
No, that's fine. What? Because we brought up the buzzwords like depression and stuff. age restriction.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, get fucked. We don't, fuck you, YouTube. You can go back to making. I mark it as not for kids. Like, well, what do you want me to do? If you're a kid watching this, it's your damn fault. So, look, I'm really interested. I didn't really, because I was into it, so I was more in the greenery of Doki Doki Literature Club is super cool.
Yeah,
I never really looked into like. I never really looked into where how do I say it? Like the controversial takes, I suppose. I mean, obviously I only know one big one where someone actually, took their life because and stories showed that was the last game they played, and then the creators got flack for it. And, to which, what do you think about that?
I think, and this ends up encapsulating a lot of different things, like different genres of music, and like me being a metalhead, like you'll hear a lot of people blaming metal for people like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But the people who write the story are not responsible for the way that people interpret their story.
Mm-hmm.
And and this could be like a very surface level thing too. Like, I am not responsible for your reaction to my actions,
right?
For the most part. And when you're making a game that touches on the subjects that Doki Doki Literature Club touches on, and they elaborate on, and they spend a lot of time on.
Mm-hmm. They even had a warning in the beginning.
Bro, they had a warning in the beginning, and a lot of people were just like, oh, it's probably not going to be that bad. And then they saw the first half of Doki Doki, and they're like, this isn't that bad. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the fact that the creators of the game got flack for it, I can kind of see both sides of it, because on one end, it's like they created a game and then just sent it out to the internet. And so they don't have any control on how people respond to something that they created.
Mm-hmm.
But also on the other end of it, if you're showing people what that stuff looks like and they're thinking about doing it, that can be a dangerous combination as well.
Sure.
And so it's kind of like, I can see both ends of it, but at the same time, it shouldn't be the responsibility of the creators of the game to try to censor a story that needs to be told in the way that it was told, so that they don't risk other people's reactions to it.
Right.
I guess that's kind of the take that I have on it. And, obviously I'm not going to go into a ton of detail because that goes down a really dark path. And, and like, it sucks that happened. And I feel really bad that happened. And, I can't imagine that felt great for the conscience of the people who created the game. But at the same time, it's the same thing with people who make music. Like, there have been so many rock and roll bands, so many metal bands that have been blamed for different crazy shit that people have done. And like, a great example, like Slipknot. Which about Slipknot, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they had a bunch of controversy back in, I think, the early 2000s, because there was a guy who went and shot up a school wearing a mask of one of the guys who was in the band. And, they ended up getting a bunch of shit for it. And basically the consensus that they came to was, we put this stuff out there as a way of expression, and it shouldn't be our responsibility to try to protect our fans from things that are actually going on.
Right.
And that in and of itself is kind of walking a fine line as well.
Sure.
And so it's a very multifaceted, very complicated thing to try to break down, I guess, because like I said, it's really, really complicated, and there are so many different ways that you could discuss something like that. But I'm a very firm believer in, you know, those types of stories are stories that need to be told.
Sure.
You know, and that is not something that should be censored to try to protect people. Because if you're protecting people from reality, when that reality happens, they will have no idea how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, and you know, obviously you wouldn't want that shoved in your face.
Right.
But if you're in a situation where you signed up to play this game, you read the tags on Steam, you saw the warning in the beginning of the game, even if it was like there's no way that this is real. Like you know, they talk about these things, they show these things. Hey, by the way, if you're sensitive to these types of things,
you should probably leave.
Yeah.
You should.
Don't fucking play this game. Don't listen to this music. Like there are so many different games and so many different genres of music that are out there that are just like, oh, my life's so great. Woo. Yeah. You know, like go play those games. Go listen to that music. Go watch those videos on YouTube. But if you're willing to put yourself in a dark place with dark subject matter, don't blame the people who created it because you felt like you were too sensitive to deal with it. I guess that's kind of like my harsh way of going about it. Like, if you can't handle it, don't do it.
No, that's fair. That's a fair assessment to make, because, you know, it's like classic adult stuff. There are terms and conditions that nobody reads, and then, you know, you try and those big things are there so that, you know, in the event of something happening, obviously not to that extent, but I'm just speaking in general. Yeah. Maybe like a product or something is faulty or some shit like that. I don't know. And you try, hey, this is fucked. You guys are shit. And then you're like, well, you should have read the description or whatever. You know, that type of thing, right? It's kind of like that in the sense that, yeah, we put as many barriers as we could for you to break through before you before you put yourself into this experience, right?
Right.
Like, we put up the walls, but
you intentionally broke through them. And then once you were past the point of no return, you turned around, saw all those barriers, and you were like, there should have been more. No, you should have just paid more attention, because it's not their fault that you were not taking the warning seriously.
Right.
Or, you know, if you know anything about fucking Slipknot or like, you know, Slaughter to Prevail, like, you know, Infant Annihilator, like those bands are very heavy and very dark. Duh.
Yeah, right. Duh. You don't need to tell me, Zach. I get you.
But when, especially with games that deal with those types of subject matters, it's a little bit hard because they have the creative freedom to be able to put it a little bit more kind of like in your face.
Sure.
And so it can get a little bit problematic when you're trying to decide if you want to be put in that situation. But you could read the reviews on Steam, you know, there or wherever that game is being sold. Like, hey, this game is really fucking dark. Don't play this if you feel like you would be sensitive to that type of thing. And even if, you know, you think that it's not a big deal, like, it's not that bad. It is. And I think with certain topics like the things that happen in Doki Doki Literature Club, I think that you should really take that shit seriously. Because once you go in, you can't really go back.
Right.
And you're stuck with that shit. But I mean, and
no, you're not wrong. You got to slap them in the face a little bit. You know, it's like, it's a serious topic. We both understand that, you know?
Yeah.
We've experienced this in our own ways. It's something that we know very well. But it's also, you know, like I said, we got to talk about it. It's got to be it has to Doki Doki. Well, maybe not necessarily Doki Doki Literature Club itself, maybe something similar, but Doki Doki Literature Club had to exist. It needed to be there. It needed to be there. Maybe even just for the Western market here to get a glimpse of what the fuck's going on over in the East. I don't know. Even though it's made by an American company, I think. it's a, you know, these topics need to exist in order to understand. Yeah, like you said, this stuff happens.
Right.
You should even maybe not necessarily exactly like this, but it happens in its own unique ways. So what are you going to do when that time comes? How are you going to feel? How are you going to react? Obviously, nobody wants to feel like that. Nobody wants to experience this, but shit happens. And it's a really hard... oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So I thought of the best example for this.
Okay.
It's like playing a horror game and getting mad at the creators when you get scared. Like, you're not gonna play Outlast and expect to have like goofy fun. Woo! It is meant to scare you.
Yes.
The intention of the game was set in stone before you even opened it. And although it may have been subtle, the implications and the things that you signed yourself up for with a game like Doki Doki Literature Club, and there are a bunch of different games that are out there that focus on that type of subject matter, you signed up for it before you even opened the game. You can't get mad at the creators of a game for things that they put into a game to tell a story. And I mean, granted, there could have been a way that you could have told the same story without having that specific scene in the game, but that just shows the impact of the things that are happening in a creative way. And also it reflects some things in real life. And so it's... You know, you're not going to play Five Nights at Freddy's and then go to the freaking Scott Cawthon and be like, I can't believe you scared the shit out of my 8-year-old child. Why the fuck was your 8-year-old child playing Five Nights at Freddy's? You know, it's like you can't expect to watch a horror movie and not get scared. You can't expect to watch or listen to a sad song and not be sad. There are certain things that are implied that you just have to anticipate. And if you can't handle it, don't do it. Don't listen to it. Don't watch it. Don't play it. And I mean, you know, granted, this is coming from the callous perspective of a guy who's been watching horror movies, playing horror games. You know, like I listen to metal.
You're there.
I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there, and I've been there for a long time. And and
I'm not, and I get it.
you know, I don't want to sound crass and callous when I say this, but there are just certain things that, like, there's a certain amount of control that you have for the situations that you put yourself in. If you feel like, okay, Doki Doki Literature Club, you know, there was some warnings, there were some reviews on Steam that were just like, hey, this game is really dark. You know, it deals with really serious topics. If that's not something you're into, don't play the game. You know, I don't think I'll play this. I'll go watch a video about it and just kind of see what they talk about in the game and anything like that, you know. And there have been a lot of stuff made in regards to Doki Doki Literature Club and games that are similar that very clearly outline the story of the game in a way that is not putting you into the atmosphere of the game. And so if you're trying to like tiptoe around it and just kind of see what the worst shit about it is without having to be in it, there are ways to do that.
Yes.
Hence the reason why I've watched Outlast, Amnesia, Slender. You know,
I think I get it. I don't want to.
It's like I'm watching other people play this game so that I can know what I'm getting myself into if I decide to play the game myself. So TLDR.
Terms and conditions exist.
Terms and conditions exist, and also at the same time, don't hate the player, hate the game. Actually, no.
I think, well, it's not hate the player, but don't hate the game, but you started it. I don't know. Something along those lines.
My dad could beat up your dad. Don't get mad at somebody for making something that you weren't prepared to see.
Yes, that's good. That's good. I get it. And, you know,
We went to a very serious place.
We did go to a very serious place, and I find it really funny that we did that while Waluigi was still on the screen for us. To hang out. What a great guy. Thank you, Waluigi. Thank you, Waluigi, for looking over us during these dark times. Wow, beautiful.
I would like to kind of go to a little bit of a lighter place to kind of wrap up the end of the episode.
Sure.
I think that outside of all of this really deep, dark shit that we were just talking about, it's important to inform yourself about any game that you're wanting to get into. Like read the reviews, watch the videos. Don't spoil it for yourself if it's a story-based game, but just kind of see what the general population thinks about it.
Yeah.
And then, kind of decide if you want to do that. And like with Phasmophobia, like I've watched videos about it. I've had a chance to play it a little bit myself. And so, I'm at the point now where I'm like, I just need to get on Steam and buy it so I can play it with my buddies.
I'm down too. I'm not a scary game buff, and I'm looking at it. I've watched a bunch of videos and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm down.
I'm literally gonna buy you Phasmophobia.
All right, we'll see about that. So I think yeah, I had a thought and I fucking lost it. Shit. It was a good one. Fuck. Shit, man. Fuck, man. Shit. Phasmophobia game. Man, I don't know. But you know what I do know is you can check the description. You could probably check out some links if you like to, as well as a like button. If you want to smash that, it's all good. Maybe the subscribe button. Shit, man. Fuck. Patreon, not there yet. Coffee is there, though. Our links. Want to talk with us? We're always down to talk. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about. We talk about anything. I mean, we talk about anime. We talk about scary shit. Talk about real shit. We're just a couple dudes.
Couple guys being dudes.
Couple guys like us, Yeah. And we love talking about things. So, one part of me wants to put a disclaimer in the beginning of the video, but another part is kind of like, I don't know, because I'm a big firm believer of just when you're having a chat, there shouldn't be any bars. I mean, unless it's like derogatory or something, then yeah, maybe not. But, but as far as like just, chat with the boys, talk, a serious talk, that is.
Yeah.
If we're both serious, like, then we should be able to break the fence down a little and talk about things that are happening.
I think that this was like one of the more serious conversations that we've had, at least on this channel.
Probably.
And I'm glad that we're able to go about it in a mature enough way to where we're not throwing hate at anybody. We're not trying to push any agenda. I'm just trying to say, like,
yes,
this is the point that I'm trying to make, and I want to make sure that you understand why I'm making that point.
It doesn't have to be anything bad. Like, we don't have to push an opinion. We don't have to do anything like that.
Yeah.
We're just talking about it. We don't have to upset any crowd. We don't have to pick any sides.
Right.
We're just a couple guys talking about things that happen in the world, talking about things that, is pretty bad, but it needs to be spoken about. It needs to be talked about. And that's why, I know I'm talking again, I'm sorry, but that's why I'm a firm believer of, like, when people get mad at topics that get brought up in certain games, and, maybe unlawful topics that, is a little touchy. Maybe that may be playing along of the emotional sides, but also maybe like actions and such.
Mm-hmm.
It stems from a place, Zach, because it happens. You got to talk about it. It needs to be talked about. You can't just hide away from it forever.
Mm-hmm.
It needs in some sort of facet, that one. Right? Yeah. You got to do it.
Right.
You can't just pretend that it doesn't exist, because that's just ignorant. That's just silly. I'm personally the type of guy who's like, I don't follow certain type of drama or anything like that because I don't want to see it. Sure. But I will acknowledge it and I will talk about it if I needed to speak about it,
Right. And I thought of a perfect way to encapsulate everything.
Yes.
a story that needs to be told does not necessarily need to be a story that is told to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is a story that you don't want to listen to, you don't want to see, you don't have to. But that doesn't mean that the story in and of itself does not need to be told. I think that that's a good way to kind of encapsulate the ideas that we've said in the episode, because the stories in Doki Doki Literature Club need to be told. The stories of the characters and you know the reactions and the mental health and all of those types of things. Those stories need to be told to somebody, but that person might not be you. And so that's for you to decide. Is this a story you want to listen to? Is this a conversation that you want to listen to? The choice is yours. But just because you don't want to hear it, that doesn't mean that nobody should. And I think that that's the best way that I could think of to kind of sum it up.
I agree. So yeah, we'll end it there. Thank you everyone for watching. And yeah, all the things I said, they're all down below. You should consider clicking on them. The open tabs, kind of fun.
Please don't get mad at us, YouTube.
Oh, YouTube is fine. It's all good. YouTube Coon's chilling, bro. All right, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you for episode 50, I think.
Woo!
Right? Yeah, I think we determined that. Yeah, 50. All right.
I don't know.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.